pull them back, or what? I mean, nobody knew anything.
We all live and ready?
We are.
You're late, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to
3:01.
turn something on? No?
No, I don't turn you guys all on.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and go for roll call.
Hayden.
Here.
Bear.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
And Spice.
Here.
Great. Minutes.
Suggest we all review and get any comments back to the clerk in a timely fashion before Monday.
I would agree with that.
Sounds good to me.
Great. And our department reports.
Excuse me.
Is Denise available to come out?
Beg your pardon?
Is Denise available to come out? You know?
Yeah. Sure, if you have Denise to come out.
I believe she's on the phone.
I should have a police report for you. You'll notice it's not here. I should have one for you in the final packet print on Thursday. The chief has been ill. He is back to work today.
Okay, well, I was going to ask that, but all good to
Yes,
know.
he is.
You're on the museum report. Just, do you need some funding or something like that as far as signage, I think? Or,
I believe it's in
Already in
the
the
budget.
budget?
Yes, it's
Okay.
in the budget. I can get the signage.
oh, great, okay.
Yes.
The A-frame or whatever. Okay.
Yes.
And tell us, things went great, I understand.
Yes, they are.
Haymarket Day.
Haymarket Day, we had over 300 people come in through the doors.
Wow.
A lot of great feedback. I currently have 3 volunteers over at the museum, so yes, it is looking up.
I was one of those 300, and I enjoyed seeing the time capsule stuff prominently displayed.
Okay.
Great. And I think museum, I think I saw that we got whatever the contract, that stuff worked out with percentages.
For the museum repair work?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So that's all straight, it's moving
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
Great. Oh, I was going to ask you too, how's the weekends coming?
The weekend traffic is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, yes. A lot of out-of-towners on the weekends. Kids that play different sports that are here for their tournaments have stopped in. There was a Boy Scout event in Haymarket over the weekend, so I had about 7 scouts come in on Sunday after their event.
Would it be easy to, in this monthly report, to actually give us an idea of how many people in the past month?
I can yes, I can do that. I do have the
I know you have
numbers.
the sign-in book and that.
Yes.
Not everyone probably will use that.
Yes.
But just to give us an idea of
What the foot
ebb
traffic
and
is.
flow and
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Yes.
But not a lot of extra trouble, just what you can do with what you have right now.
Okay. Absolutely.
Any other questions or comments for Denise? Great, thank you. Engineers report.
On the enhancement project, I should say the contract was signed September 11th. See, I didn't put that note in here. I'll update my report to reflect that. In the past month, we have met with the Haymarket Baptist, the contractor and town staff has met with the Haymarket Baptist Church Preschool and a concerned citizen to go over some of their concerns. Based on the meeting with the preschool, the contractor is going to try and install the drainage that cuts across the corner of the parking lot while the school is closed, October 17th through 19th, to lessen some of the impacts on the preschool. In the meantime, what's happening, the contractor has been submitting some of the required documentation to the VDOT inspectors. They issued their notice to proceed for this past Monday. So what you'll be seeing over the next couple weeks is the staging area will be set up, the construction surveying will begin. That's where they put out all the stakes and everything. You'll see erosion and sediment control start up. And the first major construction activities that you're going to see, which is going to be the drainage at the Haymarket Baptist Church, that's expected to begin after October 7th. So we are actually starting construction. For plan review, just to let you know, Robinson's Paradise rezoning has come in. I see that there's a separate agenda item that Marchanda's put on for that as well. And on the Alexander's Keep drainage revision, I just want to let you know that the contractor has performed some of the grading along the sides and the backs of the lot. They have installed the under drain under the driveways, and that passed inspection. The final activities in this revision are to repave the driveways and finalize the grading that are directly adjacent to the buildings. I do not have an estimated time for when they're planning on doing that. I also want to let you know, I do not know if I will be here Monday night. I have an out-of-town guest that has to go to the airport. So if I can try and finagle to get someone else to get her to the airport, I will come, but I'm not sure if I will be here Monday.
On the enhancement project,
Okay.
is it still anticipated to finish up midsummer?
Okay, because the contract was signed so late, we went through the paperwork and the regulations from VDOT. And what it was is that if the contract was not signed within 60 days, the contractor had the right to ask to extend the time. And based on when the contract was signed, the end date was set for August 29th, of 2014, which is the Friday before Labor Day weekend. And they had actually, based on when the contract got finalized, that was the right, that they had the right to ask for that time extension.
All right, thank you.
I'll put that in my report as well. Update that from Monday's meeting. Any other questions?
Any for Holly? Thank you.
Thank you.
Town manager's report.
Has anyone reached out to anybody who sits on council, or you, David, about the voting change? Has anybody came to you and said they think we should do it from a citizenry standpoint?
From a citizen, yes, I've had one comment from that.
What was the comment?
They felt that it should align with the November election.
Anybody else? Because I haven't heard anybody have expressed an interest in any way, shape, or form.
Nobody's expressed anything to me, and my initial thoughts are to stay with the way we are.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I haven't had anyone, but then I also haven't, brought up the topic of conversation with anyone.
Yeah.
But with Steve, I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
the way
Unless there's
things
a
are.
really good reason
Yeah.
to do it, and I haven't heard one yet.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's the
only reason,
financial.
the biggest, the two biggest reasons that I think they were trying to enforce, or rather impart upon us, is financial, us not having to pay for it, but we budget for it every 2 years, and it's not that expensive.
How expensive?
$3,300, $3,000. But, and then secondly would be voter turnout. But the problem, that is a double-edged sword, as the lady said, because then the town elections typically would get swallowed up in the larger, potentially get swallowed up in the larger election issues. So I kind of agree with you. I've yet to have anybody who's approached me on the topic in a favorable manner. I've had a couple of people say leave it the way that it is. But at this point, I don't think that we should really focus too much of our time and our attention, or the town manager's attention, on making any changes unless something substantially changes. That would be my recommendation to Brian from us, if everybody else agrees on Monday.
Yeah, I'd say we get the full council view on it, and, yeah, because a lot of things that Mary Jo pointed out might not be applicable for our town. I mean, she was giving, but it's like, wait a minute, you don't understand the amount of voters that we have in our town, so,
Yeah, the money doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be significant. I mean, yeah, it's $3,000. It's money, but I think the small town feel that we have and the way we do business here and that could be overwhelmed by other things, and including other partisan issues. I mean,
Right.
if you want to stay nonpartisan,
That could
by
be a
moving
big-
that way,
could be
you
a big,
open yourself up
Yes.
to more partisanship.
Right.
Well, if for some reason council did, get the feel that it's something they wanted to consider, I do kind of like the way Dumfries handled it, where they're putting it as a referendum and letting the citizens vote on it rather than the seven of us making the call.
right.
I kind of,
There was a citizen, I think, that brought up that exact point.
yeah, I think
Citizens
it's
town, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
In addition, you might also want to remember in a negotiating point with regard to cost anyway, because since the use of the town hall for even in the May time. And that point has been brought up to the staff, it has not been brought to, from our
Oh,
administration.
since we're no longer using PACE, we're using
Yeah.
it here.
so then the whole financial point to moving it could be moved for us anyway.
I'm just curious, why, or if we even know, why wouldn't we use the new PACE? I mean, why did they change it?
They said
to here?
no, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, everything else is at the new PACE.
What's that? The new base? Because it's outside the town. Why would we want our people to
The
vote?
old one was outside the town too, if you look
Yeah.
at
But the line cut through the building.
cut through the
So
building.
Depending on
When
where
I
you
voted
stood
in
when
the
you
far
voted.
corner, I was in Prince Rome County.
Right, but you parked in the down the Haymarket to
I
walk
did,
into the building.
I did.
From what I understand, concern that Pace had, the school had made reference to they didn't want them there anymore because with Pace dealing with behavioral children, it was disruptive.
But what
I
about
remember
all the
hearing
other
that down.
elections they have there?
I don't think
Yeah,
Pace
I
is
just-
doing any elections.
No, they are.
Oh, they are?
I just got my new voter registration
Oh.
card, and it just has national and state elections at new
Regret
PACE,
bringing it up now.
Oh,
and
Yeah,
town of
elections
Haymarket.
are not here.
okay,
It only absentee, in-person absentee voting is here.
okay.
Then where, I thought, hold on,
We have not been asked to use this on voting on
Oh, okay.
election day.
yeah, the voting location is Pace West School.
We believe it. At least I believe it. Because I got mine too, it says the same thing.
Town election voting location, Haymarket Town Hall, 1500 Washington Street.
Right.
Okay.
Mine
It
says
has
same.
been sent to everyone.
Yeah, mine says
So
same.
they haven't asked us, but they've told all the people in town that this is where you come.
Right.
Maybe we should check on that.
Mine said same.
Yeah,
But it says
that,
Pace on the front?
It
Page greater than the
says,
town is Haymarket Town Hall. Which is probably how it should be.
for town elections, there's a whole separate page. For all other elections, it's at Pace West School.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
So
We haven't received our new
they're
one,
using
so I
our,
don't know.
they think they're using our building.
Well, they sent about 6 of those out in the last 24 months anyway, so they'll probably change it again.
Well, that's entirely possible, and that's where the money's going.
Good thing they're on a stop work order today from the government. The U.S. voting people probably can't vote. That's all I had in the management report as far as questions or
okay.
comments.
Voting changes, Heel, treasurer's position. Contract.
It's kind of hard to expand too much when he's out sick.
Yeah. And he did
Oh,
say in his
email
email
conference.
any questions to give to Jen or send to him.
Do we have who's attending the VML conference?
I believe just you and Brian.
Okay. Okay. Planners report.
Robertson's Paradise?
Just
Yeah,
over
beside the
66 on the left.
Oh. Okay. Got it. I have nothing else on planners.
Okay. In our building official report. Hey, how are you? 17.
Jim, is it possible that you can ask Brian, based upon Brian's verbiage in his report and the report in here, that we can ask if Dan can attend on Monday night?
Sure.
Possibly for closed session discussion, if the attorneys can see it that way.
Okay. Will do. Is,
So-
that an option, or?
Sure.
Okay.
So the purpose of discussing him as a contract?
Well, I don't know if it's, I'm not up to speed fully on the legalese when it comes to closed session materials, but given the comments that were made in the manager's report and given the comments that were made at the bottom of the engineer's report, sounds like we may want to get a little bit more insight into that and discuss it amongst everyone.
Okay. All right.
If it's something we can discuss in closed session, if not, then by telephone wouldn't work, we'd want him to be here.
All right. Anything else? Building official, otherwise, police report, of course, as Jim mentioned, will be forthcoming, with our chief being out sick. Treasurer's report.
There are going to be, well, there's a draft audit in there for you guys all to look at. There are going to be a couple of suggested modifications to the budget on Monday night based upon our budgeted figures for building inspections and occupancy inspections, et cetera, et cetera. We're pretty rapidly approaching the full budgeted amount. A lot of the background on that is that there's a lot of things that are being re-inspected or having to be redone that weren't done properly the first time with our previous officials. And so, having not properly planned for that, we need to just tweak the budget. But staff, Brian and Jen have worked on and are working on some places to pull some funds and to suggest some changes that we can go over on Monday.
So none of this extra work is reimbursable in any way?
So, well, the extra work, the re-inspection stuff is not reimbursable. Some of the money does pass through, and some of the money was paid previously during the plan application process, that it's just now getting to the point where we need to inspect it. So it's kind of a moving target. You don't necessarily get dollar for dollar, but a lot of the stuff that we're doing is back up to previous inspections that needs to be refocused or retooled. So,
All right.
like I said, Brian and Jen and Sherry are coming up with a number that we need to hopefully modify, but they're working on that. We've been in touch and communication via email about that with some suggestions. The draft audit report, I just got it today too, so I haven't reviewed it, but I'm assuming everything looks fine. Any questions, comments, or concerns, I would suggest we give them to Brian for him to ask the auditors.
So you got no indication there's any?
I just got it today too. I have not looked at it.
I mean, not just looking at it, but nobody said anything, giving it to you that, hey,
First I've even seen or heard or knew that we had a draft until
okay.
15 minutes ago today.
Is this something that we approve?
But it's 40 pages.
Yeah. Is this something we will approve as a council?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of accept the audit and recognize the financial standing of the town as of June 30th, and whatever the final number is, we modify our budget to bring in any carryovers, any proper carryovers.
Is there a reason this needs to be done Monday?
No, it doesn't need to be
Okay,
done.
so we're not under pressure to review it real quick and,
Right.
okay, so we've got some time.
You can take as much time as you'd like to review those 40 pages.
Up to 2 weeks is what.
Right.
Hopefully. So a final can be prepared. We have some legal requirements.
I understand, yeah. but we're not under the gun for Monday.
Other comments about the treasurer's report? Takes us to our agenda items that we have so far.
I have no comments on that.
Okay.
I do feel that I still feel, I have the same reservations, that the resolution is just a little too strongly worded for our support of this. It just, to me, it's just a little too big brother government-y of us to be stating it in this way, you know, doing ordinances that will make you eat better or walk more. And then I also have to look at the fact that we've already done so much without having to put it in black and white. I mean, we're trying to create the walking town. We're, you know, putting in the path to where, you know, little tweaks here and there that, you know, an example would be, you know, the second whereas. The planning and design, the town can encourage a built environment that promotes, well, we're already doing that, you know, can continue to. But to me, it just still seems just a little too...
So you want to maybe put together a draft revision that you feel more comfortable with, that, or
Yeah.
you're opposed to the resolution altogether?
No, I'm not opposed to supporting them all together. It's just, to me, as it's written, it's just a little too strong for me. I mean, the way it is now, I'd have to vote no. But,
I'm opposed to it altogether.
Okay. Well, everybody's got their
Yeah.
opinion, so that's good. The only thing I think I saw was I would add sidewalks to where it says the design, construction of parks, neighborhood streets, sidewalks, and business areas to make every effort. I think I would add that to that. But we'll bring it to, obviously, our next step will be next Monday. We'll take it for a vote then. Let's see here. We've got appropriations of budget amendment.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were just talking about a little bit. You know, these numbers should be good, but we're going to finalize those. Brian and I were emailing, we're going to finalize those before Monday, but these were some of the changes that we were suggesting.
Okay. Tell us about that. And we have an agenda item for a TIVA events contract.
And that's in the closed session.
Yep. And as we mentioned before, the Robinson Paradise rezoning.
It's pretty simple, just sending it to the planning commission to review.
and
provide
make a
input
recommendation.
And make a recommendation.
And I've got one item to add, which would be item E. And Jennifer, I'll send it over to you, but it basically it would state disorderly conduct by council members that I want to be added to under E. And then we have our council member time. And that's it.
Got a good write-up.
Thoughts, concerns?
The Haymarket Day write-up. You and
So
Meredith.
you have an update for Haymarket Day from the town? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just skimmed it when I read it. I didn't see where me and Mary Lou got our little pats on the back.
It was a long day.
All right.
Turn this off?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you very
At
much.
least can do